And welcome to an exciting episode of The Energy That Surrounds Us. I'm your host, Michael, and thank you for joining me on this lovely Thursday evening. And got a little housekeeping here to do.
My husband decided to bring me an ice cream cone right in the middle of a podcast.
Hey, you know, when hunger calls, you got to answer.
I didn't ask for it.
So are you live also on Facebook, Michael?
We are live right now on the Paralinks Network. We are live on legitpodcast.com. We are live on Parapost on Facebook. And we're also live on LinkedIn and YouTube and Rumble.
Okay, so that's why I couldn't. Parapost Central. Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. I was looking for it so I could share it over to Ghost Sisters. I found it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that worked out. And we also air on UFO Expo. That's a new network we air on. So we are in a lot of places on Facebook and YouTube. So I am so thrilled to have you on your team. And when I heard about your team being biological sisters, I was like, stopped right there and I was like, that is so cool. I got to have that on my show. So I'm so thrilled to have you guys on.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
I think, was Chasity saying something? Because I think she forgot she's muted.
I said thank you. Sorry.
You got to watch the pesky mute button. It gets me too. So how did you two get started into paranormal and deciding, hey, you know, we're sisters, let's go make a team?
Me. So I reached out to my sister and told her I was going to the Mansfield prison and I needed someone to go with me because I didn't want to go alone. And I said, you got to get a ticket or something. I said, because I'm not going to this place alone. And she got her a ticket. She's never heard of anything like, you know, ghost hunting. And she was like, what are we going to do? So I told her, and next thing I know, she gets her ticket and I order some equipment. I ordered a geophone and an SB7 spirit box, and my sergeant let me wear his GoPro. So we had that and a flashlight, and we did really good. We never done anything like that, but we ended up capturing down in Solitary what was said to be on the video. We believe it was Frank, the guard, that has been seen at that location all over. And I guess that's where I think he was killed down in Solitary. And yeah, it was pretty cool. We captured a shadow figure in the middle of the hall. And at the end, it looked like someone all in black walking.
So I got to say, I'm a little jealous that on your very first investigation, you got more activity than I have on most nights.
You know, I was like, I just kept telling him, I was like, hey, I said, I work I work in law enforcement. I'm officer, I was giving them my last name and they started responding. So I kept telling Chasity, I said, hey, I hear this guy, man. He keeps saying, hey, hey. And she's like, what? She's just looking around. We didn't see him with our eyes, but we could hear him. So, and sure enough, we did capture him. So
that's always the fun part about investigations is when you hear the voices and you're like, there's nobody else here. Where is this voice coming from? Am I hearing things? Is this for real? Or am I finally need the straight jacket?
But it was interesting, to have captured that. We had a really, really good time investigating. We had all kinds of, it was really scary. My sister's walking all fast across these tiers. I mean, she's rushing and I'm like, this place is overwhelming, and I'm like, slow down, because I felt like the spirits were following us, and she's just speed walking, and I'm like, would you slow down? Oh my gosh. And I'm wanting to go into all these cells, and she just right by them all. Where she's going, she don't even know, because she's never been there. But and I didn't like the feeling of being alone on that top tier, because I think there was like 6 tiers. I mean, it's a huge prison.
Yeah, I'm just picturing Chasity just probably didn't want to be in jail. And so it's like, where's the exit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dark and nasty. I kept feeling webs.
Oh, those are the worst, especially when there's not one actually there. It makes you wonder, are there ghost spiders?
Well, the place was so big. That's the weird part. It was so big. I don't know how she was running across these webs, because when she started complaining like she had webs on her, this was when we were downstairs on the first floor. It was really open. I mean, the place is like huge and the ceiling's really high. So when she started saying she's feeling like cobwebs on her, and I'm thinking, okay, that's weird, because how's this possible? Because we're out in this big open, and I was just trying to figure it out. But she kept complaining about that. So I don't know.
Not to creep you out or anything, but could it be that you mistakenly thought it was cobwebs and it might have been something trying to tap you or get your attention?
I don't know. That's the first time I've ever investigated. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just there because she asked me to go. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. Hey, Adam. So what was it that got you, like, did you just see an ad for the location and you were like, hey, here's a paranormal investigation, let's try it? Or
no, I had been wanting to go there for a long time, like since 2007. But there used to be a wait. You had to pay $50 for an application, and it was a year wait. And back in 2007, I'm just like, this is no. I was just like, forget it. I just totally forgot all about it. And years went by, and when I started working in law enforcement, I don't know. I just was on social media and came across it, and I felt like I was meant to see it. I was meant to go. So.
No, we used to go all the time when every winter they have like a haunted Halloween. We would go in there through the Halloween. They'd scare people, you know what I mean?
I've never been to it when it was the Halloween. The prison would do that. They would, during Halloween, they'd dress up and scare people, But she's been there. I've never been there when they were doing that.
Been there a few times, and it's cold, standing on long ass lines. Freezing.
so So did you go to the haunted house part of it before the investigation, or was this after?
Before.
Oh, so this is
Before
how
I
you
even knew
knew.
it was really haunted. Before I even knew anything like that.
Oh, so this is how you knew where to run to.
No, you don't know where you're at when you go through there. You got all kinds of people trying to scare you. It's dark. You can't see.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious, between both of you being biological sisters, do you think that actually helps during investigations, or do you think spirits are like, don't really care?
I don't think they care, but maybe it does. You know, maybe they're interested. We do get told we all look alike, which we do all look alike. So maybe they're like, huh, you know, these ladies look an awful lot alike. Are they twins? What are they? You know, so could be they're just curious. And it's probably the energy that we put out there, you know, because we have fun and you know, we try to keep it interesting. Just being our authentic self, you know. We do argue like sisters do, so, and everyone seems to like that.
Yeah, I'm just picturing the spirits when you walk in and going, hey, Bob, you see 3 of them, right? We're not hallucinating. There are 3. And I think it's good that you have fun. So have you ever like pranked each other on locations just to like kind of raise the energy and have some fun there?
We've tried to scare one another for sure.
Mandy's easy to scare.
I am jumpy. I'm the jumpy one. I can't help it. I just am. I don't know. I'm just jumpy. I'm like that when I'm not investigating.
I wonder if could it be with your past job history that maybe you're just more alert and that's why you're jumpy?
It could be. It could be. I know that sometimes when we would go to lock down the inmates, they would try to hide and scare me. You know, when I'm coming through, I'll be on the top tier coming through the doors, you know, and every now and then you get this young kid, you know, hiding behind the door, and they know they're not allowed to do that. I mean, I could have rode him up and got him in trouble, but I was like his mom to him. This young kid was always in trouble, and I was always like a mom to him, just yelling at him like a mom would, you know. And I'd tell him, you know, you can't be doing that, man. You got to lock down. You can't be hiding out here. You get caught on camera, you know, jumping out, scaring me, you're gonna get in trouble, you know. And he'd just laugh and he'd go lock down, but you know, doesn't help, you know, working in that type of environment.
No, and he's probably lucky it's you, because anybody else, he probably would have been in a much different circumstance and probably never do that again.
Yep. He's lucky it was me for sure.
Yeah, you guys are getting quite the crowd in the chat room.
Hi, Pam. Hi, everyone.
So what is your guys' like investigation style? Do you have a pre-investigation ritual you do together and after ritual?
No, we used to say, you know, like a prayer before investigations and after, but then we kind of like, someone mentioned to us, you know, you guys are doing a prayer before you investigate. Did you ever think of maybe that's going to stop the communication? And we were like, you know, we never thought of it that way, you know, because we're asking for protection to make sure nothing, you know. And here we want things to come around. We want to, you know, we want to get that communication. So it was like after that, I was like, well, that makes sense. So we kind of just, you know, stopped saying the prayer. But sometimes what we used to do when we would be done with investigating, we would just say, okay, you can't follow us home and, you know, whatever. But that does not work. You can tell them all you want. They're going to do what they want.
That is so true.
They don't listen.
So what has been your most fun experience with investigations?
Oh Lord, where do we begin, Chas? We got a lot. Well, we've had fun in a lot of almost all of our investigations. We always have fun. I want to say, boy, Chastity, help me out here. We go way back.
Man, we've been to so many of them. I don't even know where to even start.
We've had fun in the bars. We've investigated jails.
We usually have fun in all of them. I wouldn't pinpoint any certain one out. We usually have a good time in each one we go to.
Yeah. So one time we were at a jail. It was the second jail built in our hometown. Before they tore it down, we got to go in. It was the sheriff's office, and it housed, before they built the multi-county where I worked at, the jail. That is where they housed the inmates before they built this. So it was a huge jail. I mean, really big. Well, before they tore it down, we investigated it like 3 times. And it was funny because we thought, well, let's play some music, try to, amp up the spirits. So we started playing. Well, Chastity's like, play Jailhouse Rock. So we played Jailhouse Rock, and she's dancing in the cell. She starts dancing, and I don't know, it was just funny. I think the spirits like that. So we try to do different things. There was another time when we did something fun, and Jenny, she's on here. She used to be on our team. We went to, it was an asylum in, the Randolph Asylum. And there was a couple other teams girls that used to be on my team at that time. And I was like, let's do something fun, right? We're at an asylum. Let's do something cool. So we had one girl record us, and we all had our equipment, and we played a really cool, fun hip hop song. And we all came out of the rooms there at the asylum, and we were like bebopping around. And I had my ink box, which looks like an 80s boom box, and we're dancing and having fun. And we uploaded it. Everybody loved it.
Oh, I bet.
And we had a good night that night. I really think the spirits loved it.
It's kind of funny when you mention playing music like Jailhouse Rock in the jail. What first popped in my head was Johnny Cash.
Yes.
Because he was famous for going to jails and performing for the inmates. I was like, ooh, I wonder if that would be a good trigger song. We'll play some Johnny Cash.
Yep. It would be. Most of them like that song.
So what's your guys' favorite ways to find locations and, or do you just get random people sending you invites saying, hey, come check out our place?
I usually will come across something that I'm interested in and see what the price is, and then gather everyone up, or I have a lot of people who reach out to me wanting us to come investigate, and we get in free, or we do residential cases. And yeah, just usually we've been to a lot of places, so they invite us back, but yeah, that's usually how it is. Word of mouth mainly. Or people look, or they see, what we're doing. They might be experiencing something at the location they own, the business, and they reach out to us, and say, hey, I got this going on, whatever,
Yeah.
And then we check it out.
That's cool. And Pam has an interesting comment for you, Chastity. Chastity has the most fun investigating in the winter time.
I'll freeze my ass off.
Oh, Lord, Chas.
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
I don't like freezing and sweating. So we battled. I'm like, I'm cold. I'm ready to go. It's too cold. She had us at an asylum investigating one night. It was like 0 degrees outside. My toes were so froze I could barely move them. And she still wanted to keep on going. I'm like, I'm out of here. You on your own.
I think I did keep going. Yeah, I did. Did I?
Yeah, you and Pam did for a little bit. I think it was Pam was with us.
Yeah, that was on Halloween night last year. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be tough in this field. You gotta go in some crappy places that are falling down, and sometimes you gotta freeze. Sometimes you're too hot. It's just part of being a paranormal investigator.
Well, that was a little too cold.
No.
No, being in Texas, we had a funny incident where it was New Year's Eve and we were investigating a location and we were parked and some of the windows are broken. So we're like, okay. And we're like, it's starting to get a little chill in the air. And we're like, oh, there must be spirits around and everything. And then we looked outside a window and all the cars were coated in snow. We realized, oh, it's snowing outside.
Mm-hmm. That's what I like about when it's summertime and we're in these locations that, they don't kick on the AC or, when you get that cold breeze coming out of nowhere, it could be a draft. Yes, it very well could be. But if you're in a room where all windows are shut, and all of a sudden you got this ice coldness coming over you, to me, it's spirit. So I prefer summer investigating, of course, over winter because, it's always cold out there. And when it's really cold, it's hard to tell when that, that breeze is coming around you, if it's spirit or it's just freezing where you're at.
Yeah, I can tell you don't investigate Texas.
Oh, I'll investigate anywhere.
Here in Texas, we're like in the summer months, we're like, this is when we take it off. We don't investigate much because you will start 8 o'clock at night and the temperature's around 100. And 2 a.m. when you start to wind it down, you're still in the 90s. It's like it doesn't cool off here.
Well, hopefully there'd be a location that has central air or something.
Some do and some don't. And the ones that don't, it's like, man, you leave there and it's like your shirt and everything is like stuck to you from the sweat.
Chastity's computer shut down, she said.
Oh.
she I was looking at her, I'm like, she looks froze.
I know. I was like about to ask her something and then she like disappeared from the screen and I was like, oh, okay.
She'll get back on. Give her a second.
Yeah. In the chat room, it has a whole bunch of questions for her too, or comments. It's like everyone wants to talk to Chasity about the cold weather.
She's always freezing. Yeah, but she's either too hot or too cold. So there's no, with her.
Yeah, there's a comment about that apparently from someone that knows her is Diane Mendez.
Mm-hmm. We need to just her. She needs one of those jackets that have the warm the lining that keeps you warm. That's what she needs. But she's always complaining about her legs being cold. So we just need to wrap her up, man. Just carry her to a location. Be like, here you go. This is where you're going to be.
And she's back.
I don't know what happened. It said your device got a virus or something, need to restart. So I don't know what happened.
That's all right. And we were laughing because we were about to go to you, Chasity, because the chat room has a bunch of comments for you. And we were like, wait, is she? And then you disappeared. We're like, yep. Okay.
All I heard was, everybody froze. And the next minute, no, it shut down on me. So I don't know what happened.
Well, I'm glad you're back. And the chat room is says, but your ghost mama brought you y'all gloves and always got your back. And
She
Steve
did bring
says
us
you need
gifts.
some toe warmers.
That didn't even work.
And here's
We
what I was
tried.
mentioning to you was Diane saying, like the three bears, she's too hot, she's too cold, but she's never just right.
That is true. I'm never just right. I'm either cold or I'm hot. Can't meet in the middle.
Yep, Pam says, no, usually Chastity has a blanket.
Yeah, I'm usually prepared.
Jennifer's Paranormal Investigation says, yep, heated jacket.
Get her some fleece lined pants.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say. So, yeah, everyone's like trying to help you out, Chastity, to keep you warm in those winter investigations.
She drive me nuts in the
Yeah.
wintertime.
You'd think they'd have the heat in there for people at least. My goodness.
Well, what a lot of the locations do, they'll have one room heated up, and then you're on your own out there. Especially if you go to asylums, or hospitals and things like that. Yeah.
Well, that and some places have the heat turned off because it makes so much noise you can't hear anything over the sound of the heaters running, or the air conditioners for that matter too.
Yeah. I always ask them in the summer, can you turn off the air conditioner so we can't do an EVP burst if you got the loud noise running.
Yeah, Pam's got an interesting idea for you. Mandy, you know what to get Chastity for Christmas?
Oh, that's funny. What are you gonna get me for Christmas, Chas?
Same thing you got me last year.
There we go.
Oh, you guys are so much fun.
When we're getting along.
Oh no.
We got a lot of sisters, though. We got a lot of sisters, and yeah.
We bicker. You should have seen us when we went to Hawaii with my mom. We drove her nuts, bickering.
Oh Lord.
Oh, we barely made it there a week.
How in Hawaii can you be bickering?
Just too many different energies.
Different personalities.
Yes.
But we had a good time. It wasn't. We weren't.
Yeah, we had a blast.
We weren't like fighting or arguing. We're just bickering.
Yeah.
Mandy, Chastity, and Bobbie Jo, always fun when they are all together.
Sometimes.
Adam says they are great to investigate with.
Yeah, Adam actually came all the way over from Texas and investigated with us at I forget what that place was called. Was it not Pennhurst? It was, I don't know. Help me out, Adam. But he flew all the way over to investigate the location with us. And it was good. It was really good.
Pam says we need to go back to the Indiana Asylum. Again, great stories.
Yeah, that's a good place. Louise, yeah.
Diane says till the whining begins.
It was a Louise Asylum where we went when Adam flew in from Texas.
Oh, I have a friend that wants to take me there.
Go, it's good. It's really good.
So where do you guys consider your main hub of where you investigate?
We go all over the state. We don't just stick to one area, but we do get a lot of investigations, here in Ohio, but we travel all over Tennessee. Been to Missouri numerous times, all over. I've been to Wisconsin, just wherever.
So here's an interesting question for you, Chastity. Where is a place that you know that's haunted, you guys haven't been to, that you really want to go to?
I have no. Nowhere, but I would like to investigate that, which is hard to get into. The one in California, was it? What's where I went there, Mandy? It's dang, I can't remember what it's called. Where that lady built rooms.
She's talking about the lady that built
Winchesters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went and did a tour there, but they said that they do. I think they do investigations. I wouldn't mind doing the investigation there sometime.
They
But
do
I'm thinking,
investigations. But
I don't know how that would work.
Take a flashlight. Don't do like Project
No,
Fear
I
and
mean, I
Destination
don't know how
Fear.
you'd be able to get in there to do it.
Oh, I think you have to talk to the owners.
I mean, they have it at night, don't they? I think they said they only have it at certain times or something. There was some kind of stipulation they had. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been there.
Right.
I did a tour there when I was in California a couple of years ago.
That is a place I would not mind going to and investigating, but I would not do it like Dakota and the Destination Fear people, where they were no flashlights, no lights, walking around, and Dakota went through a doorway.
Yeah.
And nearly fell to the floor through the floor because there was no floor. I was like, no, flashlights are must.
Yeah, I seen that video where that happened. Yeah, that wouldn't.
Yeah, with all the way that place is set up and the way it's built, there ain't no way in hell I'd be there with no flashlight. Hell, I'd be scared to even walk with the flashlight. I need some extra light or something, because it is the way it's built. It's just, you got to really watch where you're walking and stuff.
So what was it like there with all the hallways and multiple rooms with doors that go to nowhere and stairwells that go to nowhere?
It was weird, very bizarre. They had her bed there, and they didn't let us take pictures. They said we weren't allowed taking pictures.
Really?
I snuck a couple, but
don't we all?
I'm like, that's some bullcrap. Like, they don't even let you do that when you go into the museum with Zach Beacon's museum. He don't even let you you have to turn your phone off.
Really?
Yeah, when you go through there, he don't let you do nothing.
That's a little bizarre to go that far to make you turn your phone off.
Mm-hmm. They said, I can't remember what they said. They had a reason why, but I can't remember what they said. I've been there a couple times.
Probably something to do with something that they have in there that they don't want people getting free pictures of, and then people don't want to come because they're like, oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like Pam is heading out for the night. So thank you, Pam, for coming. Have yourself a good night as well. And so,
but the way that place was built, it's scary, because you look down and it's just the way it's built is so huge. It's crazy, just the way that place was built. Winchester House is huge.
Yeah. I had a guest Tuesday night that went on a tour there as well, and she was saying something about there being like 13 bathrooms and 13 other aspects, and that the 13 was a primary feature to the house. Did you?
They had a lot of it blocked off. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but they had some of it blocked off where you can't even go in the rooms. Hi, Amy.
Oh, so you would actually were allowed into some of the rooms.
Yeah, they had some blocked off where you couldn't go in, boarded up. Then they had some they let you go in. They let you go into her bedroom where she died. They had her bed there that she died in.
That's kind of interesting with all the legends and lore around the rooms, that they would open the doors and say, here, come check out this room that supposedly was built to keep this in. And we're opening the door.
Yeah. They had like boards on some of the doors there. And there's a couple of rooms they wouldn't let nobody go into. I don't remember why.
Did you get to check out the seance room?
I think I did. It's been a while ago. I think I did. I bought Mandy a book from there, and she didn't like it. She complained.
You did? I don't remember.
You said, "What am I going to do with this book?"
Well, it
The
could have
thought
been
that
worse.
counts.
Yeah, it could have been worse, Mandy. She could have bought you a shirt that says, "My sister went through this haunted place," and all I got was a shirt. No, that's funny. So, are you gonna go look for the book now, Mandy, to look at it and see?
Oh boy. I
I'm
don't
like,
know
it's better than nothing. I bought her like a souvenir.
where that book is.
So, how about you, Mandy? Where's a place that you would like to be a dream location to go to?
I really like the prisons and the jails. I'd like to get into a castle. I really want to go to Alcatraz and Dracula's castle.
All right. I know a few jails here in Texas, a couple that you can actually go in and investigate. Both of them have portals too.
Mm.
You know what would be cool? Going over to either Canada or somewhere like where they have like Mandy said, the Draculas and stuff. That would be kind of cool. Scary.
Yeah. So Steve says about Winchester, I'm sure this is what it is. It says it would take many hours to walk through it all.
Yeah, because it's
No
so huge.
tours.
Yeah, because it's big. It's huge.
I would start as soon as I got on the island. We'd start outside and work our way in.
Winchester ain't on that island, crackhead.
Oh, she's talking about Alcatraz.
Oh. I thought I was talking about Winchester. I'm like, that's in California.
I jumped the comment. Sorry on you. Although Amy has one for you guys. What about White Hill here in Jersey?
I've never heard of it.
I haven't either. I'll be honest. That's a new one on me as well. And Diane says castles are cold and damp, Chasity.
We'll go during the summer.
I don't think it'll matter.
Yeah, I don't think it would matter.
So there's a location here that actually caught my attention. It's historic to Texas because it's part of our revolution when we left Mexico. But it's called La Bahia. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, the Presidio Bahia. And it's where they massacred on Easter Day a Texas army. And that kind of shocked me, being their cultures being Christians, that they massacred people on a holy day. That was weird to read, but
Wow.
there's like this fortification walls around with little windows, and I'm in the heat of the summer where it's like I'm walking around, the sun's beating down, I'm like probably got sweat dripping down my face, and I stick my hand through some of the windows because it was closed, and when I put my hand in the windows, they would be ice cold. I was like, ooh. Just in there going like this, trying to get some of the cold air to hit my face. But it would only be certain windows. And so I thought that was rather unique.
That is weird.
How there would be these cold spots like that.
Yeah, cold spots come in handy when it's hot.
They do. And it's really funny because it's like you could be on an investigation and be like, hey, Spirit, can you pass by me a couple more times? It's a little hot.
The Devil House, too, wouldn't be bad to go to.
And so Mandy has an invite to Germany.
Oh, I posted a asylum, a picture of this abandoned asylum.
I thought that asylum was in Belgium.
Yes. Yeah. It's in Germany. Well, I don't.
I just saw the post just before you guys came on.
Yeah. Isn't that?
Someone commented, "Is that in Belgium?"
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Isn't that over by there or something?
Belgium is near Germany, so I'll give it to you.
Yeah. But I've never heard. I've heard of Belgium, but I wasn't quite for sure where that was. But someone said it was over around Germany. So, but then somebody also commented saying that they tried to get into that location and they won't allow no one to go.
Yeah.
I would love to go there.
So quick lesson for you, Mandy. Here's France, then there's Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany. So it's in between the two.
Well, I think it'd be cool to go to Germany. Our grandpa was he was full-blooded German. He's Metzger. My original last name is Metzger, which is German. Our grandfather was full-blooded German. He married our grandmother, who was full-blood Italian.
You know, that's interesting because my grandparents on both sides were full-blooded Germans. And I was like, so in doing Ancestry, I'm sitting here thinking because it's Germans, with Germans, I'm going, oh, well, I know my last name is German, but then I was surprised to see like France comes in and Italy and Ukraine. And I'm like, really? Man, my family got around in the past and kind of just settled, I guess, in the present.
I had a lot of Italian in me, so my grandmother. I look a lot like my grandmother.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
No. My grandma, she was something in her day.
Oh,
Amy, that place, I did contact them, and that they never got back to me. I was waiting and waiting. They never reached out to me.
even Diane says I've heard of it. White Hill Mansion.
I'd like to go
Oh,
there.
it's White Hill Mansion. Okay.
I'd like to go there.
One of the places I think I would like to go to that I've heard about is the Octagon. Have you guys been there?
There's two different octagons. There's the Octagon Museum and there's the Octagon Hall. I think the one is Octagon Hall is in Kentucky, and the museum, I believe, is in Virginia or West Virginia. We've been there. You remember that place, Chas? The museum? Oh, come on now, Linda. Yes, you do. You remember the museum. It was a huge location. It was I think it was in West Virginia. We were sitting at the table. We had dinner, and then we went and we investigated.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't remember, but she.
I remember. In
You do?
Virginia, up on the hill.
Yes, Jenny ended up going with us. Yeah.
No, I said up on the hill.
Yes, it was that
Back in
location.
the boonies.
We went there twice. Hey, James.
You would like the Portland Underground, and oh, Adams corrected us. It's in Belfast. That's Ireland.
What?
If I
So we're wrong. Oh, I was just going by the comments.
wait, yeah, Belfast is Ireland. There could be another location.
Huh.
Jennifer says mine is German too. Ruthen and Hoffmeyer. Oh, we got a lot of Germans and Irish in here.
Yeah, we had Irish in us too. Our mother.
I have
got
one
hillbilly
Irish
in us, too.
ancestor.
Got hillbilly in us too.
I volunteered at Performing Arts Center, and the Irish company was in there, and their manager walked by me and said, "Oh, how are you doing?" I said, "Good." And I said, "You know, I love Irish music and everything, and I and I found out I have one Irish ancestor. You know what he said to me? That's cool. We'll take you. I was like, wow. Apparently, I'm allowed into Ireland now.
I'd like to go over to Ireland, to the castles. I'd like to go. I mean, there's so many places I want to go. I just like to go somewhere different, besides just around the states that we go to. Because,
Right.
Ireland have, you got the kings and the queens and the knights, the older, it's just older history. And I would love to go.
Yeah. This is funny. Diane says for Chasity, if it was cold, she blocked it out. They're not gonna let you they're not gonna let you live down the cold, are they, Chasity?
No, because anytime it's cold and we go live when we're investigating, she's usually running the Facebook Live and everybody gets to hear her complain about how cold she is. But what's funny is they don't see her giving me the look. Like they don't hear her or see her when she's giving me that look like, she's like, oh, I want out of here. And I'm like,
yeah. Adam corrected us. He said he was just mentioning going to Belfast. It wasn't anything to do with the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what's interesting is here in Texas, there's on the border of Texas and Oklahoma, I kid you not, you can stand on the bridge that crosses the Red River, which is our border. And there is literally on the Oklahoma side is this castle. And it's like, where and why is this castle here? And I've never been able to find any write-up about it.
And we have castles here in Ohio. We got the Franklin Castle. There's another castle that I stayed in. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was in Cincinnati. But those aren't, you know what I mean? They're not the old castles.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Some of them can be transferred over. Like, I remember the original London Bridge is in Nevada. They brought the stones over and rebuilt it in Nevada, and England built a new one. So I was like, why did you give it to Nevada? That just seems so strange. So if you go to Nevada, you find the Tower Bridge. It really is the Tower Bridge.
It's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so some people actually pay to disassemble castles in Europe and build them here in the U.S.
Wow.
Where are you located?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, I'll be in Texas in March.
Ooh, what for?
My business convention.
I thought maybe you were going to a paranormal event.
No, Dallas, Texas.
Well, she ain't going without me.
Actually,
I've been telling her we need to make a trip of it sometime.
Actually, Chasity, you know what? I do live just east of Dallas, Texas. I live on the border of Dallas, in between Dallas and Garland. So you would be like literally in my backyard. Let me know if you want to go do something, an investigation or something.
We're going, well, no, that's California. I'm thinking of California. I was going to say, we're going to be in California in December.
Yeah, Zach did do a show about the bridge, and Adam says, yeah, he's been waiting for y'all to come down.
I know Adam has. Yes. We owe him one because he came over here. So we got to make our way over there at some point.
Yeah, fair is fair.
Fair is fair. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of places actually to investigate here in Texas. And near Dallas, I can tell you about 2 bridges that are haunted. And let's see. There's a few spots that you got to drive a little bit of time to, but yeah, there's a couple bridges nearby. If you want to go investigate a Screaming Bridge or a Goatman's Bridge.
Oh, yeah. Goatman's Bridge. That would be good.
And that one is actually 45 minutes from my house, and I've been there 5 times at least. And I even had the fun of being out in the woods with no power lines and an EMF detector going into thousands and reading and being like, where are we getting this electricity from?
Wow.
We couldn't explain how it's going into the thousands when there's no power lines even around.
I would also like to go over to the one forest. I can't remember what it's called.
The one in Romania?
No, it's over in not China. It's in
the Japanese suicide forest.
Yeah, I'd like to go there.
Yeah, I have a friend in Japan, and she says she goes there, and it lives up to its reputation.
That's what I heard.
Yes, the Screaming Bridge and Goatman's Bridge. They're 2 different bridges and 2 different towns. That all lunge. I'm not sure what Steve's talking about there. Oh, that's funny. Fainting goats on the bridge. No. So the story on the Goatman's Bridge is in the 60s, there was an African-American gentleman who raised goats. And the Klan came and strung him up on the bridge. And so then they were saying later on in like the 70s, some people were parking their car, turning the lights on, and then their car would be pulled onto the bridge as if the goatman is pulling them in. And I think one car might have gone off the side of the bridge. I think it's this legend, or that might be the Screaming Bridge where a couple of kids drove off the bridge. But the bridge is a 1-lane bridge. Like if you're going north, you ain't crossing going south. It's literally 1 car at a time. And they don't allow cars on it anymore.
Isn't there a road where there's like I thought I saw one, a haunted thing. There's a car people see driving down a road.
I think that might be Saratoga. In Saratoga, I think there's a haunted road like that where they see cars and they hear horses galloping by from the Civil War.
Now this car, it's from a car wreck. Somebody died in a car wreck, and they still see, like back in the old days. It was like way back in the old days. Not that far back, but it looked like maybe.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what would it be, 80s?
I'd have to look that up to see which one to be sure.
I could swore I could be thinking something else, but I could swore I saw a story on it because you know how they have haunted stories all the time, and the most haunted places. It was on a highway.
Yeah,
it's not a highway. It's back in the road.
Chris says
we do. 6. We have haunted roads. We got haunted bridges. We got haunted highways. It's pretty much, surprisingly, is a very paranormal state. And the biggest thing is on the south end of the state is Galveston, which that is a trippy place to investigate. And they have bed and breakfast down there you can investigate, cemeteries. They have actually 2 military vessels from World War II you can investigate.
Oh, wow.
And hotels down there that are haunted. And the reason is, I don't know if you're aware, is in 1900, the worst hurricane ever hit Texas, and the weather service built their tower to warn people on an island of Galveston, but the waters came in so fast they didn't have time to get to the warning system to tell everyone to get out. And so there's legends of like nuns who ran adoption centers tied kids by rope to them and were wading through the water and didn't make it. And so there's a lot of stories of coming across those.
Oh, wow.
When we were in Hawaii, we went to where was that place where that ship when they
Oh, you're talking about the ship. What
The
was
war.
that? Yeah, where the
thing.
I can't remember what it was, but they made a movie on it.
Yeah,
And you can go see that ship over in Hawaii.
where China bombed Hawaii. I think it was China.
Yes.
Or was
I'm
it
trying to
China?
think of the movie, what it was called. I can't remember what it was called.
I'm trying to think too.
It's
That's
in Hawaii. It happened on the island there in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor. Yeah, we went there.
I'm like, I'm thinking a ship, and so I'm like going Midway.
No, it wasn't
That's
a
San
ship.
Diego.
That's where they had bombs. That's where they got bombed. Was it Japan? I think it was Japan.
Japan bombed America. Yeah, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I can tell you could feel the energy on.
That one would be nice to investigate because there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of dead people on that side.
Yeah, that I was there during the day on tour, and that I would say you probably are not going to be ever able to investigate that because it's such hallowed grounds where I'm like, even I was standing there reading the names and I was like, it's so cool being in Pearl Harbor. And then it's like, in a matter of seconds, it's like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, you just become quiet and somber and just reflective. And
Yeah.
We toured there and they said there's still bodies down there. They couldn't get out.
There are. And the Arizona is still leaking oil into the harbor. And so they're getting concerned about that. And they say they can't arc weld to seal it because they're afraid they'll ignite the oil. And they can't get the bodies out because they can't use arc welders to cut the hull. So, yeah, they're going to be forever entombed in the Arizona. And it's amazing to stand on the Arizona. They have the memorial on it. And
that's where we went, ain't it, Mandy?
In Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah.
They had us stand. They drove us over there, and we got to walk on a thing and saw everything. I don't know what you call it, but they drove us over there on the boat. Not drove us. They took us over there on the boat and did a tour, like
basically we just got off the boat and walked on this piece of, I don't know, something they had over there to where you could look down and you could see the ship in the water.
Right. Yeah, it's like a little wooden deck, and then there's this white building that's got the wooden floor, and it's got a monument with all the names of the soldiers that were there. Yeah, I mean, it is quite the experience. I recommend it for anybody, to, whether you're there for investigation or not, to experience it. But what's interesting about Pearl Harbor is the airfields used to be open for investigations. They would let you investigate the airfields where the hangar still had the bullet holes, the broken glass, everything from what happened that day still there. I don't think they ever repaired them.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I actually snuck some cat balls over on Pearl Island. I never told nobody that, but I did. I had cat balls with me, but there was too many people around. I didn't want to bust out a cat ball.
Yeah, you'd probably lose it to the Arizona because somebody would
Yeah.
take it.
So I was like, I was hoping, I didn't think there'd be a lot of people like around me all the time, but there was. So I didn't get to use it.
Well, hey, it's nice meeting you. I have to go. I'm sorry. I got a big day tomorrow. So
No, it's
Businesswoman.
yeah. I lost track of time. We were having so much fun talking about locations and everything, and
I can still talk. It's her.
well,
So-
I'll leave that up to the two of you. If you want to keep going, Mandy, we can. And Chasity, it was a pleasure.
You too. You take care. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, and we'll have to investigate sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Bye, everybody. Ghosting out.
Again.
she's a trip.
No.
Yeah, I can be on a little bit longer.
Okay. And so going back and, like, is there any other like spots of like military bases or anything that you guys have been like, ooh, we should go check that out?
I want to say, I'm trying to think. Maybe I just we've been to so, I mean, we've been doing this for it'll be 7, actually. Oh my gosh, it might be my anniversary in Ghost Sisters. I'm just like remembering. We started in 2017, October 19th. So we're in our 7 years right now. So I mean, we've been to so many locations. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm sure we have been to places that were military based, and I'm just not remembering. I'd have to go back and scroll through all my videos. And I wish when I started the team, I wish I'd have kept track of every location I ever went to. But I wasn't even thinking about that at the time. I would just take pictures and I have pictures of me out, at locations and stuff, but I don't know. I wish I would have, because there's so many.
There are, and ironically, I didn't either until one day somebody asked me, like, where have you been? And I was like, oh, I've been here. And I started to think, and I was like, oh, I'm starting to forget some of the locations. And so I created myself a little paranormal resume, and I went through all my photo history of what I have before I lost my first drive. And so then I was like looking at posts that I had made, and I was like, okay, so I reconstructed as much as I could and was like, wow, I've been to a lot of places actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the thing is, when we post our lives over to Facebook, we only keep them on there for 30 days, because can you imagine 7 years of videos of investigations?
Oh, yeah.
On Facebook. So there's already a lot of memes over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got my videos. So yeah.
Yeah.
That
Tina Applegate Shoemake is asking, how about Gettysburg?
I've actually been over there. I've only been there once. I didn't get to like investigate or anything, but I went to their Paracon that they have. That was the first time, because I don't usually go to Paracons. But I did go to that one. I was invited to go. So I thought, well, why not? I don't usually go, so let's go. And we did go out to the battlefields. Lots of energy. Oh man, lots and lots of energy. Oh, and I stayed at the convention center where they have the Gettysburg thing. My hotel was haunted. My hotel room was haunted. I had a man who would not quit talking to me. Spirit Okay, spirit. And it freaked me out a little bit. I was like, because I got my husband next to me snoring, and then I got this guy over here trying to talk to me, and I just kind of like, oh no, no. And I just kind of laid there. I was like, no, just leave me alone.
So your whole family goes investigating with you, or just some of them, or not really? They just go along to say, I've been here.
Usually it's just us girls, or my brother will join. He's been out there with us a few times. My husband has joined a few times, but he doesn't go all the time. It's just every once in a while.
Yeah. Although that would make for an interesting paranormal team name, is Ghost Sisters and a Hubby.
But I do go out a lot with them. I have followers, that reach out to me, and I do go investigate with them. They get me into all kinds of locations.
Yeah. So who would be on your guys' dream list to collaborate with?
Well, are you talking about just teams in general here, or ones on TV?
Anywhere. I'm just curious if there's like somebody that you'd be like, man, I wish I could, because for like an example is I had a paranormal team in San Antonio on that wanted to investigate with another team here in Texas, and I was like, oh, they were on my show, and so it's like my way of, if they're listening to the episode like they usually do, they'll be like, oh, hey, we should collaborate and maybe make it happen.
And how can I forget about my sister Jenny here? She used to be on my team, Jenny's Paranormal Investigations. Yes, Jenny too. She joins us still, even though, she used to be on the team. She was with us for a couple years, I believe. And now she's got her own team, and she still goes out with us too. So
That's incredible. I don't
Mhm.
hear that very often, of when people leave teams that they still investigate every once in a while voluntarily. So that's really cool that you guys
Yeah.
have that.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I don't care who. Well, I'm not going to say I don't care who I collaborate with, because I just don't want to collaborate with anybody. There's a lot of, I'm just going to say it, and y'all know it's true. There's a lot of weird people in the paranormal. There
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I'm one of them, but I'm a different kind of weird one. I'm not, I'm not that. I'm just sorry. I've ran across a lot of them, and I just prefer to be careful
Yeah.
who I, collaborate with. And
I've
there's
been
a
on
lot
a
of
couple of
drama.
teams. Oh, yeah.
I don't get into that. I don't do the drama. I hate drama, and that's not what we're about. You know. So some are. So that's another reason why I'm very careful who we investigate with.
Yeah. Steve says that you have a group of folks you can
Yeah.
work with.
Yeah.
Good group.
Yep.
No, and yeah, and I feel kind of bad because people will like, in Jersey, I have an invitation to investigate, and I'm like, you guys are so far. I'm like, I'm here in Texas. I'm like, it's hard to get to some of these places, and so it's like I feel kind of bad because I'm like, I'd love to do it. It's just making it happen is the hard part.
Mm-hmm. We've been invited over to the UK numerous times, and you're right. It's just, my husband's like, I'll fly you there. I'm like, don't tell me that, because I'll pack my bags and I'll be gone. But he's
You know,
serious. He's serious. He really is serious. We've talked about going over to Ireland. He knows how bad I want to go over and do investigations, and he's like, well, I'll fly you out. I'm like, well, I'm going alone. You're going to fly me out alone, because my sisters ain't going to go.
I was just gonna say, it's kind of funny because I got invitations to Ireland and England as well, and I was like, shoot, if he's willing to fly you, I could come over and meet you there. We could probably have invitations to the same place and just go have
Yeah.
a paranormal road trip in England.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm down, and he knows it. I am definitely down on a road trip. And my husband's really cool. He's like, go ahead. You know, sometimes he'll join. Now he is joining me. We have an investigation on Halloween night at a jail, and he is joining. He will be with me, and we'll both make great, trigger objects because he's a captain. I worked in law enforcement, so yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But he doesn't always join me because he tries not to interfere with my thing. But I love having him come out. Jenny's like, I'll go.
Yeah, Diane says you should take Jenny, and Jenny's all, I'll go.
Well, Jenny, I'm gonna hold you to that because my man. He's like, go ahead.
So where in England would you be wanting to investigate?
Oh gosh, any castle? Any castle, I don't care. Or there's haunted pubs over there,
Yeah.
Any of those places. Yeah.
And what's interesting is I was watching this show about the UK, and I never thought about it, where they were talking about some of the spirits that they see on the roads look like they're only either knee or hip up. You don't see their feet. And so everyone assumed they had them cut off or something. And someone went and did a study and said, actually, their feet are probably on the original level. And there's like 6 or 7 levels of the road above the original. So depending on where that spirit falls, probably is how much of his feet you'll see, because they're walking on the original road, not the current road. And I was like, never thought about that.
Wow. Yeah. I've never thought of it that way either. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Steve was mentioning the ancient Ram Inn. I have on my other show, Paranormal Versus, they are doing guest investigations there at the ancient Ram Inn right now. So I will shamelessly, since Steve brought it up, plug Kellen Matt Atkinson. Go check them out at the ancient Ram Inn. If they should be there this weekend, I believe. But yes, England, Ireland, and Scotland is definitely on my list.
Mm-hmm. I even want to go to Italy.
Oh, Italy is a trip, because when I was in Rome, it was like, man, I felt so sad seeing all the statues replaced with modern statues, and like the Pantheon, the gods are gone, and now it's like angels and saints, which, don't get me wrong, I got nothing against those, but I'm like, I came here to see the ancient Roman statues, not this. And so I was like, man.
My great grandparents came from I think it was Naples, Italy.
Naples is on the south side, so yeah.
Yeah, that's where my Italian family's from, and their last name was Avatino, and we have a street named after us over there. Avatino.
There you go. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Naples wine country?
That, yeah. My family is a lot of wine drinkers. None of them look their age either on my dad's side. The women, they smoked and they drink wine all the way up till the time they passed away, and they never looked their age. It's crazy. And they always used to tell us, you girls, one thing about getting older, you can drink all the wine you want, honey. You're gonna be like fine wine, and you'll never age. And I'm looking at them like, is that the secret? The wine? Because they never did. They never looked their age,
Well, actually, there is a study that shows red wine is really good for the heart.
Oh, I drank red wine, so.
Yeah, I'm more the white, but I can switch if it's decent. I don't like the really tart, like, I'm like, no, I like to have it a little sweeter.
Hmm.
And no, that's not even an invitation for y'all to start sending me wine samples. However, if you do feel inclined, I'm not going to say no either. So,
Sweet wine is the best.
yeah. So, where can people find the Ghost Sisters if they want to check out your material and your team?
So if you want to, okay, so I have a page, Intuitive Medium Mandy. So if you're interested in a reading or a Reiki session, because I'm also a Reiki practitioner, you can look me up on Facebook. If you're interested in watching us when we go live during our investigations, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Those are the 3 platforms that we go live from. We're also on Instagram and X. So basically all of it, all social media.
Yeah, I used to air my shows on X, and then they changed it to where you have to pay to air live, and so I was like, I gotta watch my budget.
But we have a lot of exciting things coming up. There's about to be a little twist coming up, and I can't talk about that. So, this
Hey,
pretty much.
that's a good plot twist, and
Oh yeah.
man, should
Yeah,
have
it is.
saved that for the end.
Oh.
But what else is coming up for your team and you all
Um,
that you can talk about?
well, so I have the jail investigation on Halloween, and then November 2nd, I have an investigation in Ohio at a Gill mansion. And then I'll be traveling, which I can't say what I'll be doing, but it's all good. But we're flying out in December. We'll be over in California with a bunch of big celebrities over there. We got to, and I'm a little worried about that one because we got to do like a meet and greet, and my sisters aren't used to getting on stage and talking to people. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. And we're investigating 3 nights over there in California with the Ghost Brothers. And
You'll love them. They are so much fun.
oh yeah, we've met them. We filmed with them, and so we're going to be investigating with them again because we're on their. We did when we were talking about in the beginning about the apparition that I captured
Right.
at the prison. That landed us over there on the Ghost Brothers. We ended up filming with them. But so I know who they are. They're like us. That's what's so funny. So when we go to California, the guy who's running this whole big thing that they're putting together, they are putting the Ghost Sisters with the Ghost Brothers. So
That'll be fun.
when people buy tickets, they'll be buying tickets to investigate with us with the Ghost Brothers. So we'll be together one night, and then you'll have Patty Negri, and they'll have some, I think, Paraflix. There's going to be Daryl Marston. There's going to be a whole bunch of them. Everybody's going to be separated into groups. And then eventually they want us all together to do one big investigation with everybody, I guess. But there's like, I think there's like 6, 7, 8 locations that we're going to be doing. It's pretty big what they got going on. So we'll be there for 3 nights in December.
That's very cool. And man, that almost sounds like too much fun to handle in 3 nights, 5 locations or more. Wow.
Well, the cool part too is the guy that is running this whole thing, his wife and him, they own a bunch of locations, and they own a bistro restaurant, and it's haunted. So I think we're going to be investigating that too. So, and they're serving us food and everything. We don't have to worry about no food. They're paying for us to fly over there. we're going to be staying in one of the most haunted locations with only the celebrities. They're going to have us all together. And it's at the National Hotel, which is said to be really haunted. But I guess the whole freaking town's haunted over there where we're going to be. So I don't know. But it's cool. It's a cool opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
So being in California, I got to ask, are you guys going to go for any beach time while you're there, if there is any?
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on my sisters because Chasity loves to go shopping, and I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people there, and we got stuff. I can't see us. First of all, we're gonna have to get an Uber to come out in the middle of nowhere because, from what I understand, it's only a town of like 300, 400 people, and there's not a lot going on there, from what I'm told. It's just a bunch of I don't know. I don't even know what to expect. It's just a lot. I would love to go get some beach time, but I don't know that we're going to have time because there's going to be a lot going on. People coming to see us, people going to see, all these other people we're going to be with. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'll have to keep an eye on my sisters. They might try to sneak away,
In which case, would you rename the team Ghost Sister?
It might be just a ghost sister.
You're like, wait, hold on, let me change shirts real quick since I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on, and thank you for spending the evening with us. I know Thursday nights are usually awkward with schedules, so thank you for being available.
Yeah. My other sister's at work, so like I said, she works 12-hour shifts. So it's even hard to get her to come on sometimes to do investigations because she works during the week, she's off during the week, and then every other weekend, and a lot of times I can't investigate around her schedule. So, but yeah, or set it up for her to be on the podcast. She needs to be on more. Definitely.
It'll happen when it happens, and an option, if it's easier in future, if you guys want to come back on, is we can always pre-record on a day where you're all together, and then we can air it if that's easier.
Yeah, you just have to, if you want, you can reach out and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, before I turn us over to the outro, there is one thing I like to ask the guests that a lot of my viewers say is their favorite part of the show, and I think it's because of what's mentioned, but because they're fans of the show, is what is a golden nugget from your life experience you like to share with the audience?
What is a golden nugget? What?
Yeah, like just from your experience, or could be like family experience, or wherever you want to pull from.
Other words, like experience with spirit, or just in life in general?
Life in general, or it can be from spirit. I'll leave it up to you.
Oh gosh. One of my nuggets experience. Well, I want to say would have been okay when we went to Hawaii with my family. Yeah. We were out there snorkeling in open water, knowing, sharks and all that stuff are out there. And I'm not one to get in the water. And and we were all out there. So that was pretty intense to have everyone out there. My sisters, my mother wasn't, but my sisters, my brother, everybody was out there. We were swimming with sea turtles, and all I could think about was Jaws. And my sister looked like a penguin. She looked like a penguin. She had on a swimsuit that was striped and it was white and black. And I told her, I said, you gotta get away from me. I said, you look Said, you look like a penguin. I'm like, you're asking for it. You know, shark's gonna come towards us with you looking like that. But yeah, that would have been one of the, yeah, I would say that.
All right.
It was funny and it was fun. And we recorded everything. We had our phones were in the water. We had them in those little plastic things recording us out there in open water. So yeah, that's something you ain't gonna see again. Not with me.
Well, there you go. So thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to everyone in the chat room for your comments and questions, and all the viewers that are watching. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, and if you're asleep, feel free to wake up and go, hey, let's watch that episode with Ghost Sisters. Make it a wonderful day. Fill it with love and joy. And as Mandy pointed out, do something that makes you uncomfortable and just see,
Where it goes.
how much it'll come out, how you'll be on the other side. All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Ghosting out.